Right, my lovers, I'm the Devon Redneck, and welcome to the channel. So just out for a bit of a bimble today in the local lanes, maybe head up to Dartmoor. Just take some time to show off the beautiful countryside where I'm lucky enough to live. Mrs. busy at home, little one's out for the day. I'll take advantage of a bit of time for myself. Now, this is going to be my first YouTube channel video, so bear with the ums and ahs and rambling on. But that's pretty much what this channel's going to be all about. No racing, no tricks, no stunts. Just shot a bit of the countryside and a bit of a record for myself, really. Now, called the Devon Redneck because, well, I'm born and raised in Devon, still here, because why would you go anywhere else? And I've always been a bit of a redneck, you know, the simple mentality. I've always been used a bit of a derogatory term for people who work outdoors, but hey, what's wrong with that? This is farming country around here. I'm not a farmer myself, but totally respect it. Boys and girls that do work outside and do a bloody hard job for the rest of us. So hats off to you guys. Yeah, bit of a redneck. Like my country music. Simple, heart my sleeve sort of bloke. No fuss, no fuss. Sums it up really. And that the name is a bit of a play on words with the there's a local cider called Devon Red. So Devon Redneck, there you go, happy days. So currently we're out in the lanes around the Crediton to sort of Cheriton Bishop area. The beginning of August, don't know what date it is, but the beginning of August. Hedgerows are full. We haven't had rain for weeks, which is fantastic for us on bikes, but not great for the fields. So as we get into more open countryside, see how parched the fields are looking. Now, bear with me rambling. It's what I do in real life, let alone on video. But one of my favourite YouTubers is a guy called Mr. CDP. Doesn't do bike videos. Yeah, you're welcome. Knob. I'll look back on this and see actually maybe, but anyway. But yeah, one of my favourite YouTubers is a guy called Mr. CDP. He does videos on Farming Simulator, the computer game, which I love. I love that game. But the guy's cracking. He talks about the game obviously while he's doing his videos, but he just rambles. Talks about his family, talks about life. To be honest, I mean the bloke does like hour-long videos just on on a computer game. But I can listen to the boy forever. So my videos are probably going to be something similar. You know, I love my YouTubers, the motorbike YouTubers. You can see through the back of the screen there. I'm a Teapot One and Wild Bad, a couple of my favourites. Yeah, but it's also for courses, isn't it? You know, Teapot's a lovely bloke. We had the pleasure of meeting him a little while back. I put see the other sticker. I don't think it's much shape around. A bit better later on. Dorothy's Speed Shop up in North Devon. A guy called Nathan Millwood, who basically ran a 110 postie bike all the way back from Sydney to London. But spent the evening with Teapot One up there, and lucky enough to win a day out with Nathan on that evening. Went out on his modern versions, the CT125 Hunter Cubs, I think they call them. Bloody brilliant little machines, like little mountain goats. Give it a bunch. Yeah, different people have different styles, don't they? Teapots does likes this cinematic stuff. Does some beautiful stuff, and so does Richie Vida. His little parcels of beauty that he calls them. He does make cracking videos. But mate, it's just going to be Devon hillbilly boy rambling. So if you want to come with me, see the countryside of which I'm lucky enough to live, then please do. Be happy to have you along. Okay? Favourite views in the area. It's beautiful. So what do you people think of nodding then? I mean, I've always been a nodder. You know, it's just camaraderie who've been on a bike, really. Well, that guy didn't nod. You know, guy earlier on nodded. What do you guys think of it? Well, I like nodding. You know, bit of community feel, community spirit. You know, like-minded individuals, whatever you want to call it. Something that's sorely lacking in today's society, I'm afraid, is that you know, just common decency, common friendliness. You know, don't want anything back from it. Do something nice. It's something I like to live by, but it seems to be fairly rare these days. Sort of me. Taking no give, shall we say. It's going on 25th of August. I bring family up for that. I'm not working. And she snores. It's a lovely little town of Hampstead. On the edge of the moor. From here, I'm going to take the road down through to Bobby Tracy. It's another thing I love. Kids just love bikes. My little girl's 12 and I reckon she's going to be on a bike at 16. It's a little 50. Not if her dad can help it, at least wait till she's 17 and go for a 125. Never bloody understood why it's still allowed 50s on the road, it's just not quick enough to keep up with anything. That's my view on it anyway. Especially around here, we have a lot of 60-mile-an-hour A roads. You know, and we're lucky enough not to have the traffic that many other places in the country do. So going along 30 on a 50cc bike just ain't quick enough. Let's give them a 125. But on the downside of the roads, we have narrow ones. This happens quite regularly. Still, not any rush. Got all afternoon. What are we now? 5 to 3. Doesn't matter what time we get out. I'm out on my bike. Beautiful sunny weather. In the heart of my glorious Devon. That's all really. Cheeky beer when I go. Maybe a drop of whiskey before bed. That sounds pretty bloody good to me. Yeah, so basically, I mean, this road, I've no idea what the road numbers are. We'll take you down to a small town called Tracy, and turn off and head towards the moors, towards Haytor first, and then we'll go a little bit further to Widdicombe in the Moor, which is a pretty well known place on Dartmoor. Very quaint little place. Where you'd like to go for a cream tea. Beautiful place. And then make our way out across the moor from there. The road from Princetown out to the far side of the moor out towards Tavistock Way is shut at the moment. I'd like to do a loop, make my way across the moor to a place called Two Bridges. Head towards basically the only town on Dartmoor, Princetown. There's a few villages, hamlets, but the only sort of town on Dartmoor, in the middle of Dartmoor, shall I say. Plenty of towns around the periphery, but actually on Dartmoor, Princetown's pretty much the only town. Anyway, I'd like to go through there, out to a village called Yelverton, loop around back to Tavistock, then back onto the moor and find my way home. But unfortunately, not going to happen today. Because I was up on the moor with my family yesterday. Took my mum's dog for a walk. It's got a little West Highland Terrier, cross poodle and Westie Poo. Gorgeous little dude. And I think we walked the little bugger's legs off yesterday, going across the moors. Obviously, I noticed that road was shut yesterday, so shan't be heading that way. I guess it's resurfacing. They always pick the middle of summer to do it, don't they? Yeah, Dartmoor, tourist hotspot, loads of traffic in August. Let's do some roadworks. Sure, there's logic there somewhere, but if there is, bugger to find out what it is. Anyway, we'll see some lovely countryside today. And to be honest, it's not the best part of the moor. Princetown over towards Yelverton is nice in its own way, but it's very open. It's quite barren, it's quite bleak. It has its own beauty, but personally I prefer the green bits. Plenty of trees, fields. That's my bit. Just puts me at peace with the world, which unfortunately is a rare thing these days. I'm sure like a lot of you, not in the most peaceful place of the world at the moment. I have a somewhat stressful job. To say being made more stressful lately. It's another reason I thought I'd take up vlogging. Another interest, sort of take my mind away from that. If I'm showing you guys the countryside that I love, it makes me appreciate it even more. And then I get home, I get to look at it on the telly. So, win-win. And I think, yeah, and hopefully just talking, rambling, it seems to make me feel better. I know a lot of people are suffering with mental health the last couple of 3 years, since the pandemic. And now we've got the cost of living worries. And, you try and stay away from the media bullshit, but it gets to you eventually. Funny shifts at work, so don't get a chance to ramble to any of my mates outside of work too often. We've got some great friends at work, great people, but they're in the same situation you are. And of course, we've got my family, and my family are wonderful. They listen to me rant, get on my bloody soapbox, like you do. But they're family. They don't get much choice but to listen, but don't get much chance to go out and have a beer with the boys these days. They've got their own lives. My life's just always bloody awkward. So rabble to you lot. I hope you don't mind, but you chose to watch it. That'd be great if anyone does actually ever watch this, but if they don't, well, as they call it, cathartic to me. Let's be chill. You know, whereas if they have another camera on, chances are it'd be, you know, as I said, don't mind being in traffic in the lanes, is not a problem, but I'd be champing at the bit to go. Go, 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 go. Music on, head down, arse up, go! But rambling like this, I mean, it takes my mind off things. It gives you something to do when stuck in traffic. And of course, being pottering along at what we're now, 24 miles an hour. Hopefully the wind noise shouldn't be too bad. It's one of the joys about a bike. Just take your mind away from everything. Spoke to various bikers throughout the last couple of years. The pandemic and what have you, the weirdness that's been going on, which for my work was just another day at the bloody office, really. Yeah, just being able to get out and about has really helped with mental health, you know. Lucky person, you. God, what I wouldn't give for an house up here. At the moment, I live in a reasonable sized town in Devon. My dream is to just get a place in the back end of nowhere. Nobody around. Nothing but green things. My little family and the countryside. As I said, I'm a simple man, hence the Devon Redneck title. I'm a simple man. I said to my missus, all I want in life is to not worry about money. On the back of that, to do a different job from what I'm doing now. I've been doing it for 20 years and I've had enough. Yeah, so three things in life that I want. Change my job, place in the middle of nowhere in the country, and a dog. That's all I want. I don't want yachts, I don't want diamonds, I don't want gold, I don't want Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis. Got my family, my missus and my little one. Top of the list, obviously. My bike. Going, lads, this ain't gonna be easy. Yeah, I've got my bike. It's a 2018 Tiger 800 drive. Hello, scooters are out. Don't want to make it over the cattle grid. But that is why I love my Tiger, because the roads around Devon, they are glorious, but they're rough as a badger's ass. Hey sheepies. Rough as you like, full of potholes. Yeah, and these are the main roads. You know, you start going down the country lanes. I never tried green lanes or anything proper gnarly, to be fair. Oh, love to give it a go. it's quite a big lump to take down a green lane. I know plenty of people do it, but being a complete novice and having never done it, maybe one day, should we say. Yeah, 2018 Tiger 800, lucky enough to buy it from new. I was going to move my workplace, not change my job. Same job, different workplace. So it's kind of my selling point to the missus. I'll get myself, you know, nice. I'll get myself a new bike, something nice and reliable. Get me to work and back. Didn't move, kept the bike. Long and short of it. But yeah, that's all I want in life. My glorious girls, my wonderful, wonderful girls. Shed in the country, as long as there's workshop space. My bike. And a dog. I really want a dog. I know it sounds stupid. Well, we're just going to get a dog then. Unfortunately, my missus has never ever had dogs. No, like I was growing up with them. My missus has never had dogs. She's always been a bit wary, and she's also massively allergic to them. But as I said, we took my mum's Westie Poodle up on for plenty of walks. Because it's poodle cross, it's kind of hypoallergenic. My missus can literally stick her face in his coat and not a sneeze to be had, so that's that sorted. Now, unfortunately, with our little one only being 12, we need Granny's help, the missus' mum. I think it's where my missus gets from. She hates dogs. I don't understand. I don't know anyone can actually hate a dog, but she doesn't like them at all. So we'll get around it. Just slowly working on it. We'll get there. Anyway, a bit more rambling. It's going to get a bit windy, and they're going to just pick up the pace and let you enjoy the moors. To the right is Haytor. Next one we come past is Saddle Tour, I believe. And then we'll head down some more lanes towards William. So I'll shut up for a minute and let you enjoy it. See you in a bit. Look at that, people. That is Devon. Isn't she beautiful? See the church in the distance there. I hope it comes out of the camera. That is Widdicombe in the Moor. Got Bimble through. What a beautiful little place it is. Look at this. Look at it. It's beautiful. I'm biased. That's it. Devon born and bred. What are you going to do? Need to do Scotland and Wales, see how that compares, but come on. 1 and 2 would have come in the more. Beautiful little spot. Hugely busy today because it's the that's it, tiny little place, but it's beautiful. It's a little school, tiny, it's about 30 kids. You're welcome. But it's got a long bloody way. So now we're going to take a sort of smaller lane. Not tiny lanes, I would say. But there's smaller roads through to... I can't even think where we come out. So along the main road. Basically Dartmoor has 2 main roads, and basically across it. One goes from Morton Hampstead to Yelverton, Plymouth Way. And the other one goes from Ashburton across to Tavistock, basically just across the moor. And all roads eventually lead to those two, and they cross over at a place called Two Bridges. I believe, might be wrong. I think it's Two Bridges. Yeah, like I say, born and raised around here, so I've explored a lot of the little lanes around here, but they all eventually lead to those roads. It's kind of all roads lead to Rome. On Dartmoor, all roads lead to Princetown, pretty much, eventually. I'm not sure what this spot's actually called, but not a place where I often stop. I might stop today actually. Just have a little drink, enjoy the view, and yeah. I mean, there is no denying. That's stunning, isn't it? Like I say, been here my whole life. It never gets old. Never get tired of it. Well, while I'm here, let's give you a quick look around the box. Okay, so this is my 2018 Triumph Tiger 800. My steed. She's now 4 years old. Lucky enough to have her from new. Done just about 12,000 miles on her. So not all the world, but you know, with lockdowns and what have you for the last couple of years, and work, family life, you know, the usual stuff that everyone deals with. And unfortunately, family and work commitments don't give me a lot of chance to go proper touring, but hey, we do what we can, don't we? Anyway, so first and foremost, a shout out to my favourite YouTubers there, Teapot One and Wildbad. And if you don't know Dorothy's Speed Shop, it's run by a chap called Nathan Millwood. He basically did a trip on a 110cc postie bike from Sydney all the way back to London. Obviously written books about it. He's a well-known adventure traveller. But he's opened a place in North Devon, as you can see, Dorothy's Speed Shop, and does trips around North Devon. He's got a whole fleet of Royal Enfields, some smaller cc bikes, off-road bikes. And I was lucky enough to go out with him last year on his modern versions of the postie bikes, the Honda CT125s, around the green lanes of North Devon. And if you get a chance, go. It's hilarious. It's brilliant fun. And I tell you what, those little CT125s, they're easier off-road than adventure bikes are. They're brilliant. They're like little mountain goats. Anyway, I digress. So of course, Devon flags, love it. Done a few little tweaks to the bike. As you see, first off, got the headlight grille there. I've got somewhere under there we have radiator guard. We'll break that. Got heat crash bars with the bags on there. Just simple stuff. Toolkit on one side, waterproofs, and a first aid kit. Bark buster guards just in case I drop the bloody thing again. Dropped it twice in the 4 years I've had it. Once with my missus on the back, but that's a story for another time. She's still talking to me. She's still with me, so that's something, I suppose. Jimmy tank bag was useful. Keep your odds and ends in there. Down here we've got the pivot pegs and an alt-rider stepped back brake. Just really good for standing up, off-road, that kind of thing. And a F&F by Fresco exhaust. This thing sounds glorious. Just look at that piece of art pipe work there. Sounds stunning. Now I went for a lower slung exhaust rather than the high exhaust like it comes as standard. It's purely because I wanted to put bags on. Proper full-size bags. Didn't have to mess around with the exhaust. I don't plan on doing any bloody river crossings on it, so it just narrows down the back end. That's the most recent addition. Canteen, a water bottle. Well, supposed to be getting that hot and you're out and about all day. Well, got to keep yourself hydrated, haven't you? Anyway, enough of the safety announcement. The racks that are on here, hand built by me. Aluminium and steel, just basically bolted together into a frame really, and a couple of little brackets and whatever off of eBay. Yeah. Most things are quite easy when you put your mind to them. So that, what else we got? Oh yeah, of course the screen I showed you earlier, dark tinted screen. That's an aftermarket screen. The Triumph one's okay, but it's not great. I'm putting a dark screen on. The little winglet bits above the lights were clear, but it just looked weird. So that's just vinyl wrap on there. Next. Quite a handsome girl, I think. Anyway, she does me. Anyway, catch back up to you in a minute when we're back on the road. Alright, we're back on the road. Hopefully this audio is a lot better this time. Last time it was bloody wind. So here's open. standing up never helps, does it? As you saw before, we're pretty high up on the moor now, so always windy even on the nicest days. Hello sheepies, right my lovers? It's got to be an hard life, but a great life to farm up here. Just earlier, farmers don't get an easy life. One of these days, when the subsidies run out, who knows if it's going to be worth it. I don't know if anybody's seen Clarkson's farm. But, hi ladies. That just about sums up what's going on with farming at the minute, doesn't it? The subsidies running out. I think. Well, they have like a 1 million acre farm. He made about a couple £100. That's what it is. If you haven't seen it. You're welcome. Look at those. Wow. Clarkson's pretty marmite, isn't he? But I like him. Well, there's a bit of an on camera persona that he portrays, but you know, he tells it like it is. Simple bloke. I don't get a namby-pamby kind of. Things we are and aren't allowed to say these days, should we say. It's supposed to be a world where you can think what you like, say what you like, identify as what you like, as long as it fits a certain rhetoric. If it fits that rhetoric, you're fine. If it doesn't, well, yeah. You might as well be Satan spawn himself. Thank you. You're welcome. See? Let's go a long way. All it takes? No way. All it takes? Let's head this way. We'll head down towards Parish Bridge. Another lovely little village. And then up through to Bellover Woods. Around that way, I think. As I said earlier, if you expect to come to this channel, see me terrassing around. Nah. Well, the main roads, yeah, everyone likes to play, don't they? But not around here. I mean, there's so many bloody animals around. You gotta watch what you're doing. Speed limit is 40 on Dartmoor for a reason, really. there is a lot of animals around. A lot of them do get killed every year by cars. And, it's been known that bikers have been a little too quick across the moors, and you come across a sheep or a cow, you ain't gonna win it, that one. I think people who don't come from a rural area, when they see livestock, they're quite shocked with how big they are. A cow is not a small thing. And on Dartmoor, they roam, not wild, but they'll get more free range, put it that way. Hopefully at some point today we might come across some of the Highland cattle we got up here. And they are some big boys and girls. That's a great chunk of beef. Up that way, it's a lovely lane for it to poodle along, and carry it. Also, it meets up with the road we've just turned off now. Takes you up to Grimspound, which apparently is an ancient settlement. When the missus went up there the other day, it's a really nice spot. Right next to another tour. Can't remember what that was called either. So I know this place like the back of my hand, but couldn't tell you any of the names of half the places, and especially not the tours. So I mean, sheep don't care. And of course the herd mentality. One goes, they all go. Love it. Kind of weird. You stare at them long enough, they almost look pixelated, like you know, like an old computer game. I do love the greener bits of Dartmoor. Like I say, the open, barren bits, they've got their own, sound over dramatic, but majesty, beauty of their own. Stunning. Don't the camera pick them up, but out over there you can see the high moor, big open expanse of not a lot, and they do look stunning, especially in the winter when it's a dark and stormy day. You get up on those barren tops and it's amazing. But for me, it's the green bits, it's the trees. I would say to my missus, never happier than when I'm in amongst the trees. Do you know, it's just like, I love all of Dartmoor, but we went out yesterday with the family. We went out to Princetown, went out for a walk along the old, used to be a railway line up there. You know, obviously being a railway line makes it fairly flat, fairly straight-ish, but it's out on the open moor. You know, and it was nice, it was enjoyable. But then we came back to bless him, he's loving life. Then we came back to a place where we're going to end up in a bit. A place called Believer, which is a place we always went when I was a kid. Yeah, Believer Forest. And like, we went back there, and it's like, ah, oh, I'm home. It's a lovely walk around Believer. The properties up there, the area the properties are, it's called Laughter Hole. That's, you know, chuckle, you know, Laughter Hole. And there's an area that's run by the Devon Wildlife Trust, which I'm a big supporter of. You know, I like to do my bit of charity every now and then, but that's the one charity I do support on a monthly basis. Never really given much thought until one day me and the family went out to a place called Poltermore House, which is an old kind of manor house, and every year they do a Christmas fair out there. And one year, a couple of years ago, went out there, met a lovely girl called Nicole, who was basically sort of, yeah, looking for sponsorship for Devon Wildlife Trust, and she was awesome. And basically the whole family fell in love with her, a lady from North Carolina over here, and she was amazing. Like I say, I'm a redneck. North Carolina is one of the places I'd love to visit, the whole southern states of America one day. Anyway, that's a lovely girl, Nicole, from North Carolina. It basically explained to us the hard work that Devon Wildlife Trust do. You know, I love my wildlife, and as just I've been saying it, said 1,000 times today, I love where I live. So what could be better than supporting it all? But anyway, yeah, Laughter Hole up at Believer. Devon Wildlife Trust look after part of that up there, and it's just stunning, absolutely stunning, walking through the woods. There's once an old farm up there, but it's all abandoned now, but it's beautiful. The wildlife you see up there. Bloody hell, Piccadilly Circus round here. Are you waiting? Cool, and I'm off. Yeah, we walked around there yesterday. Beautiful. Right, let's get back. I'll give it windy for a sec, so we'll catch up with you in a sec. So we're just coming into Post Bridge now. Again, another lovely little village. This is the bridge at Post Bridge. God knows how old this bridge is, I wouldn't like to say. Car park in there. Me and the missus were out one day on the bike, and it was literally like 1 or 2 degrees riding across the moors. So cold. And yeah, we ended up in that car park doing star jumps, full bike kit, helmets, the lot, and star jumps trying to warm up. A few people around, wasn't that many because it was winter, but a few people around thought we were nuts. It was hilarious. But this is the outside of Believer Woods. You can see it through there. Proper dense woodland. Part of Believer Woods over to our left. Now where we came in and passed the cars at the bottom of the junction there's a big car park, and there's marked trails. You walk up all the way up through there. And luckily, that's where most of the public and tourists go. The nice thing about being local is you skip the bit where the tourists go, you go to your own bit. Not so many people know about. Now, unfortunately we won't be going to the bit around Laughter Hole. It's walking trails only. Can't take the bike up there. I suppose we could go to the beginning of it, couldn't we? I think we will. Look at this. It's stunning. The buildings off to the right here. Few people that live around here. Belliver's one of the few places that's technically privately owned. They go. You got private houses, and you also got a youth hostel around here. So to the right, there's the youth hostel. More sheeps. Loads of sheep around here. See the sign there? I don't know if you can see it. Laughter Hole properties only. Yeah, Laughter Hole. The wall around Laughter Hole is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Forestry England's another one I support. Not with the same vim and vigour as I do with Devon Wildlife Trust. But with those guys, just amazing, absolutely amazing the work that they do. Trying to keep Devon as it should be, like this. Stop here, shall we? Oh yeah. Families enjoying the countryside. The river just down the way there. And kids swim in the river. My little one does on a regular basis. Come up here for picnics of an evening. What more could you ask for? Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Oh, back on the road again. This is Belliver. Have a come up to Dartmoor and see all the burnt undergrowth here. There's a thing called swaling. Actually encourages growth. Encourages growth of the gorse. You do it in various patches around the wall. So whoever runs this has got sort of a certain plan as to where they need to do it and when. But don't be alarmed. The place isn't about to catch on fire. Although they do say it's extreme fire risk at the minute because it's really dry. But come up here for picnics, Just bring sandwiches, don't bring a barbecue. Common sense, isn't it? I know it's a bit lacking these days, but come on. Yeah, common sense goes a long way. Leaving a bit more wild area now into the more structured area, I guess you call it. You can see to my right, all over there is all farmland, all sectioned off. You can't go everywhere anymore. There is a fair old bit of private land up here. I mean, technically it's all owned by the duchy, but you can go into most parts of it, but you just need to be wary. Well, there's fences, don't cross the fences. There's gates, don't go through the gates. Again, common sense in it. People take the mick, it'll get shut down for the rest of us, so bit of common sense, happy days. This is what I mean. See now, a cow is not a small creature. Can I sneak past you, ladies? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. It's half a ton of prime beef right there. You don't want to run into that at any speed. Yeah, exactly. These are some of the little ones. She's expecting. Hello, little one. Oh, sheeps. Don't really pop out from anywhere. I want a foal baby horse jump out on me a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm coming down a bloody very steep hill. How I stopped, because he certainly didn't. God only knows. At the moment I'm using a Drift Ghost XL. After watching reviews and that, it's not the best camera in the world. I'm saying 1080p for starters. There's no stabilisation or anything like that, but it's cheap and cheerful. And pretty easy to use. But I was watching one of Itchy Boots videos the other day, and bless her, she's in the US at the minute with an injured foot, an injured ankle. So she went out with the Powerverse and her side-by-side buggies and chucking it around the desert. Bloody awesome. But my point being, the new GoPro, the Hero 10, seems to have this horizon leveling capability on it, and it was amazing. So this buggy flying around underneath her, but still seeing the, you know, level scenery. So maybe get some overtime in and buy one of them. It's just phenomenal. The picture quality was amazing. Sometimes the not so strong, not so heavily stabilised camera is quite good on a bike, because you almost get a feel of a rider's eye view. You know, and when it's you know, when someone's really winding it on, or you know, watching racers do it, I mean, you really get a feel of being on the bike with them. But I don't do that. I'm doing this for the scenery. So maybe it might be a good upgrade. Apparently you have to buy the media mods and things like that to get a decent mic input for waffling, for chatting on. Let's see. So we're going to be up onto the more open moor and onto the main road in a minute. So it's going to get a bit windy, so I'll shut up for a bit and let you enjoy the scenery. I'll see you in a bit. It was just down this bloody great hill that the foal jumped out on me. Didn't see the mum or baby in amongst the ferns here. It's come barreling out. Right, here we are at Two Bridges. So we're going off right towards home. You see across that way, leads you up to Princetown, and straight across leads you down to Tavistock. These are the main roads across the moor. Always a fun junction. So we're just going back into Post Bridge again now. That turning up to the right is where we went up to Belliver Woods. Keep you with me just for a little while. I'm going to head back up onto the high moor. Just the difference out of the wind down here. It's only 16 degrees in here, but it makes a massive difference. Get back over the top of the moor, guarantees to be bloody cold again. That's the story I was telling you about me and my missus. They say 1 or 2 degrees with this wind chill. No wonder we're doing jumping jacks in the car park. funny day. It was so cold and so windy. I could hear my missus screaming in her helmet behind me. Oh no, we didn't have intercoms either. That day we took the road from Oakhampton to Tavistock, and that goes across some high parts of the moor. The wind up there is always incredible, even on the best days. But this day was windy, and I was literally at 45 degrees on the bike just to keep it a straight line. Life was easy, you'd never had any stories to tell, would you? And let's face it, what is life other than a collection of stories? A sticker on my cupboard at home that just says beer, because no interesting story started with a salad. That's about right, isn't it? challenge taking pictures. There's another thing I must try. I've got an old DLSR, DSLR even, at home, which a dear friend of mine has lent me. Let's play around with that a bit more. Some software called GIMP, which I'm kind of opened up a couple of times and never really played with. So again, if by any fluke somebody actually watches this other than me, that knows anything about, you know, photo editing, colour grading, colour and all that sort of thing, please, you know, drop a comment and teach me. I'm willing to learn. Nice to do something creative. I've been a musician all my life. No great shakes, no stadium tours. But we'll work with family. Even what little bit I've done, I don't even practice that much. But I've always loved doing creative things, whether that be music. I've done woodwork, wood turning, that kind of thing in the past. Love doing creative things. So finding a new creative outlet. Well, if I can do it, brilliant. Just makes a change doing something with my brain rather than my hands. You know, music for me has always been feel. You know, you've got to learn the basics. You know, you pick up more and more with experience. But it's always been feel for me rather than technicality. Same when I was doing woodwork. Wood turning, it was all about the feel, the flow, what looked good at the time. With all sort of technological stuff, yeah, I'm a numpty, I'm a technical numpty, so it's become quite a learning curve to try and do it. Who knows, we'll get there. Anyway, better get up on a high moor again, it's going to get really windy, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh, just before we head off, just past, don't know if you saw on the camera there, the Warren Inn, right on the top of Dartmoor, pub right on the top of Dartmoor, always got a fire going. Anyway, enough my waffle, speak to you in a bit. Well folks, this is Dartmoor, this is Devon. Anyway, that's enough for me for today. Thanks for joining me on this loop around Dartmoor, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Cheers, my lovers.